They say time heals all wounds, but what if time only makes you remember deeper? What if every sunrise feels like a reminder of the one person who walked away, yet somehow they never really left? I still remember the way your laughter used to fill my silence, the way you spoke, not just with words but with comfort. You had this strange power to make chaos feel calm. You weren't just someone I loved. You became the place my soul called home. And maybe that's why when you left it didn't feel like losing a person. It felt like losing the only place I truly belonged. Yet every sunset reminds me that love, like the tide, ebbs and flows, leaving behind traces of what once was hauntingly beautiful and painfully bittersweet. I cherish those memories, even as they ache, for they are the remnants of a love that taught me how deeply one heart can feel, even when silenced by distance. You didn't even slam the door. You just left, quietly, like a sunset that decided it had given enough light for the day. And I didn't chase you. Not because I didn't care, but because deep down I knew, if love needs chasing, it's already halfway gone. But what I didn't expect was how your absence would stay. How every small thing would whisper your name. The songs we sang, the roads we walked, the dreams we built, they didn't vanish. They just started living rent-free in my mind, replaying every night like a movie I couldn't stop watching. Each note reminds me of your laughter echoing in spaces where we used to be. The roads we walked together seem longer now, as if time itself is stretching, reluctant to let go of the moments we shared. I find myself wandering through familiar places, searching for traces of you, feeling the weight of silence in all the spots we once filled with joy. My heart battles with the ghost of you caught between what was and what can never be again. You may have left me, but I couldn't leave you. Not emotionally, not spiritually. You were stitched into the fabric of who I was. I tried moving on, I really did. I smiled, I laughed. I posted pictures that said I'm okay. But inside, every heartbeat still spelled your name. I used to think healing was about forgetting someone. But now I realize it's about learning to remember them without breaking. One night, I looked into the mirror and whispered to myself, why do you still love someone who's not here? And that's when I realized I wasn't in love with you anymore. I was in love with who I was when I was with you. The version of me that believed love could fix everything. You see, sometimes we don't miss people. We miss the person we used to be when they were around. I stopped waiting for your message. I stopped searching your name in the faces I met. And slowly, I started breathing again. That's when I understood. You leaving wasn't the end of love. It was the beginning of rediscovering myself. You may have left me, but in some strange way you taught me to stay. To stay present, to stay kind, to stay open even after being broken. Sometimes love doesn't end, it transforms. It changes shape, it changes tone, but its essence remains the same. A quiet reminder that we once lived deeply. I'll never pretend I forgot you, because I didn't, and maybe I never will. But that's okay, because not every love story needs closure. Some just need understanding. You were a chapter I'll always reread, not because I want to go back, but because it reminds me of how far I've come. You may have left me, but I'll never truly leave you, because you became part of my story, a name written in invisible ink on the pages of my soul. But here's the truth I've learned. We don't heal by forgetting. We heal by forgiving. And I forgive you for leaving, because sometimes love is not about holding on. It's about letting go, with grace. And maybe somewhere out there you're walking under the same sky, feeling the same wind, remembering me too, just for a second. If you are, then know this, I loved you honestly. And even if we never meet again, you'll always be the part of me that taught me how to feel. In this moment of stillness, I realize that every memory shared carries weight. Every laughter echoes in the chambers of my heart. The lessons learned from us are imprints that shape my journey forward. Even as the seasons change and time moves on, the love we shared glimmers like stars in the night sky, forever part of my constellation. I carry you with me, woven into the very fabric of my being, teaching me resilience in the face of loss. So yes, you left, but my heart stayed with you. Not to haunt your memories, but to thank you for being the reason I finally learned that love doesn't end where people do. It simply finds a new home, inside the lessons, the growth, and the courage to love again. Some people leave to teach us how to stay, and sometimes the greatest act of love is learning to live without the one you loved most. You left, But My Heart Stayed With You. A story by Sandy's Spotlight. Subscribe for more stories that touch the soul.